Race fans, hello and welcome. It is a special Saturday night edition of Above the Cushion right here live from Allen's Automotive. I'm going to talk to the champions. Mitch Coulter hasn't quite shown up yet. Hope he is on en route or on going to be here pretty quick. But just past the 6 o'clock hour as we promised over here at Allen's Automotive. Once again, have Conner Rigsby in the house with us. Drove down from Grantville, Kansas.
Yep.
Is that out? I thought you lived in Topeka.
It's right outside.
Right outside, okay.
Yep.
So down there in the capital city, as they call it, you had a one heck of a year. Only about the second year racing.
Yep.
Started making Humboldt kind of a home with us. So picked up the track champion at Humboldt. I believe you picked up the track championship at Nevada as well, and then a Midwest Touring Series win on that. Haven't seen that one come across. Talk a little bit about the Touring Series.
It's just 6 states wide. It's Oklahoma, Texas, Missouri. I think Arkansas is on there and a few more. It's just points at any track at any sanction, and basically they took your best 20 finishes, and I had 40 shows on the year, so it was a good year.
40 nights with the series. That's a pretty good one. 20, of course, kind of taking that from the USRA rules, where your best 20 races are going to count towards your USRA, points total for the year. But man, second year in the car, of course, running the Wilson's Automotive Mini Stock Tuner. Didn't get to see as much as we'd like to over at 81, but just trying to pick up those couple extra track champion tips. Kind of, let's go back to the beginning. Only second year in the car, like we said. I want to remind everyone before we get a little bit further into this, we are live on the Humboldt Speedway Facebook page. So if you go over to the Humboldt Speedway Facebook page, you're going to get into the chat, ask some questions, and talk. We're live on there. But let's go back to the beginning of how you got into this. Always curious how people get into the racing world, or is your family into the racing? Is your car people kind of where you at?
Yeah, basically, my whole family races on my dad's side. My dad's raced for 30 years. Kobe Rigsby runs B-Mod at Salina most of the time. Um, Brian ran stock cars, so just family thing, and decided to give it a try.
Yeah, where'd you come up with the a lot of divisions out there, and you're kind of in a central area where you can kind of do whatever. How'd you land on the tuner?
It was just an entry level class and cheaper class, and decided if I didn't like it, I didn't have much money into it. So,
Oh, always the thing. Um, couple hour drive coming down from Grantville, Topeka to race with us at Humboldt. What was it about the track that kind of attracted you to race with us?
I always came down and watched the bigger shows, and my first year racing, I didn't get to make it down here, but we traveled around quite a bit the first year. And I think it was you guys just had an early show in March, and we were like, let's go give it a try, and here we are.
Yeah. Quarter mile track, Nevada. How big a track? I'm not exactly. I'm not
I,
up on my
I think it's a little bit smaller than a
little
quarter
bit smaller.
mile.
Okay, so
Yeah.
smaller track kind of stuff. Of course, with the traveling series, I'm sure you saw all sorts of different stuff. But what's your preferred track size?
I like I like short track, just a little bit more racy and more action.
Yeah. This year, I don't know your win totals for everything. Of course, we posted it on for Humboldt, but for Nevada, how many wins did you pick up for the traveling series? How many wins did you get?
I had 5 at Humboldt and then 6 at Nevada.
Traveling series stuff.
Basically the point system for that series is any track at those states. So it
Okay.
doesn't really matter what sanction you run. You could run IMCA, USRA, unsanctioned. It's just a cool little deal.
Yeah. What kind of car are you running?
I'm running a 2004 Chevy Cavalier automatic.
Automatic. Okay. I know there's some debate in the tuner stuff or the mini stock about whether the manual is the way to go or the automatic, but different preference on your side, or that's just what the car was.
I've raced my brother's 5 speed before, and power difference is unmatched, but I think in the automatics you don't spin as much. It's more power down to the racetrack.
Yeah. Of course, at Humboldt we run the Wilson Automotive Freedom 50, little 50 lap, kind of a special race for the tuners. Participated in that one. What'd you think about 50 times around the Humboldt Speedway?
Oh man, it was a long time. That's most laps I've ever done. But that night it was championship night, and I kind of just took it easy because I still had to go to Nevada the next night for championship night. So I kind of just coasted through the 50 laps and went on to the next night.
Yeah, of course, Wilson Automotive and Fabrication, big supporter of the mini stock class, mini stock tuners at Humboldt Speedway, and so I'm sure they're going to put on another good one this year. Hopefully, maybe it won't be a championship night the next night. Maybe you can give it all and see if you can pick up the 50 laps.
Oh yeah, I think I think you guys should bring a big race to 81 like that. That's a fun track. I wish I could have made it down there more this year, but I was racing for points at Nevada, so I figured I'd probably be back to 81 a lot more this year.
Yeah, big car count this year at 81 for the mini stock and tuners. A lot of them, I mean, over 20 every
Oh,
single
yeah.
night. It was a big collection of cars and a lot of good racing. And it's, like I said, it's a little bit different. 3/8 mile track, a little bit faster. You can get kind of wound up, and of course those cars are mini stock and tuners are all over top to bottom.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of places to race around 81.
Oh yeah. When I went there, I found the top groove was pretty smooth because I went there when you guys had the 305 sprints and the 360 sprints, so there was a heck of a cushion up
Oh, yeah.
there. So yeah, it was fun. It was a fun time.
Kind of going into 26, we're going to get started here in just a little over a month at both of the tracks. But what's your plans looking like for 26, and how's it all going to shake out?
I plan on racing with that Hornet series while they're around here. I'll probably go to the first 2 weeks at Electric City in Nevada. I don't plan on racing for points this year. I'd like to travel around and race more tracks and do that again like we did our first year.
Yeah. It's no one ever plans a race for points. This year, of course, you get the 3 championships, but was that the plan at the beginning of 25? Is to try to get a points championship, or you just started racing a couple places and found yourself in a good position, so stuck there?
Yeah, it's just found myself in a good position. I won the opening night at Humboldt. I won the opening night at Nevada, and then I think the first 4 or 5 weeks I picked up a couple wins. So I figured I'd just stay with it. Found good luck at both tracks, short tracks. So figured I'd stick with short track all year.
It takes an army to get up and down the road to get this done. You guys pull into the speedway. You got my favorite setup, the Winnebago, and I wish you had an open trailer, so it's kind of like the 6-pack days. But got the enclosed, so you can run up and down the road with the traveling series. But pretty good deal. But want you to thank your sponsors, supporters, anyone that helps in the garage to get you to these championships.
Just start off with Bill Ronnebaum with Lazy Ear Trucking. My mom and dad, my brothers, basically anyone that helps on the car. Noto Expert Auto Service, Gas and Racing, Lane's Automotive, Heinen Salvage. So basically anyone that helps me get the car to go good.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you making the drive
Oh, it ain't
down
a big
here
deal, man.
to chat it up with us. Of course, if it's anything like last year, everyone's going to kind of hang out in the machine shop. You got a little first time to Chanute.
Oh yeah.
First time to Chanute. You got a little nickel tour of the famous Allen's Automotive around here. A lot of stuff going on.
Yep. Lots of stuff going on.
Part store all around us. Of course, a little machine shop. They got a fabrication in the back. If you've not been here, I want you to visit. But man, next weekend banquet time over in Wichita at the Union Stockyards. Food's going to be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Tyler Kidwell and I were talking about that earlier. Can't wait for the food. But that's really going to be the one. You get the trophy put that one in the books, and you can really focus on 2026. Nevada Speedway, you already got their banquet completed.
Yep.
What about the traveling series?
He's just gonna send me a trophy.
Send the trophy in the mail.
Because he lives down in Texas.
Okay, all right.
So that's a bit of a far
waiting
drive.
waiting on that one to get here.
Yep.
Well, man, we really appreciate you making the drive and hanging out with us. Hopefully, you get to stay, or mom and dad come inside and hang out and see what's going on. But congratulations on the championship
Thank
at
you.
Humboldt Speedway. Of course, congratulations on the Traveling Series Championship in Nevada. Our great friends over at Nevada Speedway. So it's been a good year. It's been a good talk at Pete's Convenience Store Victory Lane quite a few times this year.
That's my favorant place to be, man.
Hoping to get to see a little bit more there, and like I said, if we can see you over at 81, we want to park you right there in O'Reilly Auto Parts Victory Lane.
Oh yeah,
on the main stage over there at the big 3/8 in Wichita. But it's been a good year. I'm looking forward to what 26 brings you, and hopefully you don't get stuck in a points deal, and you really do get to travel around and see what the year brings.
Yeah, I don't plan on racing for points. I just wanted to do it to say I did it.
Yeah.
You never know though. Race season hasn't started yet.
That's right. We're about a month away here, but man, it was good to see you. Good to talk to you. Appreciate you coming over.
Good to see you too.
Thank you very much. Congratulations on the championship. Conner Rigsby from the 25 for Wilson Automotive and Fabrication championship at Humboldt Speedway. So, Connor's gonna go back and pick the next contestant on the championship chat here. Want to remind everyone of coming out from Blackout Motorsports, a great sponsor with us over at 81 Speedway. If you're going to get into some Crown Vic racing, they have a special going on for a cage in your Crown Vic. Looks like Dallas Joyce up next. Mr. 3-time going to join us once again. Man, good to see you.
Thank you. How you doing, Andy?
I'm doing wonderful, buddy. Looks like you maybe are out choring some stuff. Your wife's got you working hard and getting all that going. I know you got kids rodeoing and doing all sorts of stuff, but what's been happening this off season?
Working. That's pretty much it. Done a little hunting. Been coyote hunting. My boy, he shot another deer this year.
Nice.
I shot an 11 point. So yeah, I've been doing everything except race car stuff in the off season.
Well, we're getting real close to race car season stuff. Elephant in the room, of course, we're not going to run the factory stocks at Humboldt this year. So, what is the plan for the 7?
Honestly, I'll probably take the first bit of the season off. I got the car tore up a little bit. I was running some super stock shows, so I ain't even touched it. So I need to tear it apart and go through it and fix some stuff. My boy's got a cart that we pretty much got finished, so I'm going to take him, let him race it, and hang out and see if I can't find some shows to go to. And I don't know, maybe Humboldt may pop up a race where we can dip in there and go to it, or we may go down to Canyon a little bit. But
it's gonna not be the same without the 7 out there running the top, but we'll have to see if we can sneak you in and get some stuff. Of course, 3-time champion for the factory stocks. Gotta feel good. Dylan Allen gave you a heck of a run at the start of the year, but for his family's growing, so him and his wife had a child, and he kind of took some time off, but looked like he was going to give you a little run for your money there at the start of the season, and then life just worked out for him, and you guys kind of took off on it. And couple races this year. Of course, the Dirt Crown Series came to the Speedway, and that was a good show. 7 car made it to victory lane. Unfortunately, it wasn't your car, but the body had the spirit in victory lane there. But you and John were kind of talking about the Dirt Crown deal, and just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on that race for the year.
I think it'd be a cool deal to bring back in. I don't know if them guys would be thrilled for Mid-America cars to come back. Matthew showed out pretty good in the old car. I didn't have very much luck. Managed to make it to the A after breaking a bunch of stuff. But, no, it's a good race. I don't know if the stock car and the Mid America cars are compatible enough to race one another. It kind of makes it tough in certain situations.
Yeah. Of course, we talked about it. Just kind of take some time off and not chase around anything. I know that your wife has been giving way to the rodeo and stuff the last couple of years, chasing points, but just kind of do some rodeo stuff with the kids and kind of hang out before you get racing a little bit.
Probably. The problem is we got new horses, so they're young, so we got to deal with those. It's about like having 2 more kids run around. But no, we'll probably do a little bit of that. I don't know. Tripp's about to wear me out on wanting to race, so figured I'm going to let him have some fun, and he'll turn 10 this year, so we're going to take him quite a few places and just get his feet wet and see if he likes it and kind of see how it goes.
What kind of cart? Did you buy
It's
a flat cart or a cage cart?
It is a QRC cart. So
okay.
And it's got a clone on it. So I don't know. Probably at times I'm probably not the best teacher. So we're gonna see if me and him can get along for a while he's racing. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know much about carts either. So.
Yeah, I'm the same way. We bought a son that's 6 years old. We bought him a go-kart, little flat cart. So far it hasn't been too bad. We got it fixed up. We got the motor going from Cammon Power Sports. Got us a motor and we got some acreage on the back of our place. So just kind of been turning laps out there until it got cold. But I'm not the best teacher either. I have no idea about carts. So we're going to learn this together. But so far, I think my wife will say I've not lost my cool yet. I got a bunch of cones we just set up, and I just said, all right, make 15 laps and pull it in, and we'll let it cool down, and then we'll make another 15 laps. But he's kind of a little guy, so we had to machine some stuff to be able to gas it and brake it. Do some of that. So
I'm fully aware of that. Tripp's not very tall either, and we had to order pedal risers, and it's built into the tank, and it's all sorts of stuff, and it's been a chore. We got to make a seat mount still, so we can get him close enough, but keep his head away from the cage. So if he does get it upside down, it's safe. And yeah, it's a lot different from a big car.
Does your brother, your nephew racing?
Yeah, my cousin's boy.
Cousins, okay.
Yeah, nope, and he's been doing pretty good. They've taken him quite a few places, and he's really turning out to do really good. So, and Tripp's been seeing that, so he's been hounding me, and so's my cousin Ty. So, no, Ty's got a little track in his yard over there at their place. We'll probably go over there and let Tripp turn some laps before we turn him loose on the track in a crowd. So,
what's the go-kart scene look like kind of over here? Because in Wichita, of course, we just have Little 81 Speedway that's going to run on Sundays, and so we're kind of tied to that. But of course, racing Friday and Saturday with the big tracks, I'm kind of tied to the Sunday only, unless we can get away for an indoor race or something.
Well, we used to have a track out by Chanute at Urbana, and it was a pretty happening thing. And then it kind of died off. And there's a few people that's getting carts. I know Tyler's got his boy one. Jacob, his boy's got one, and there's a few other people that got them. So I think it's going to start transitioning back, and I don't know, maybe there needs to be a little Hummer track or something up here at Humboldt, and they can alternate on Sundays.
Yeah, that's not a bad thought. Yeah, enough carts, because it's coming back, right? We've always talked about it. We got to get the youth involved.
Yes.
As you and I are not getting any younger.
No, I wish it every day lets me know that it's definitely not going backwards.
Yeah, I got a new job in October, so I'm on third shift, and yesterday I worked Friday morning and then stayed up, and we went to a little concert in Wichita. And I was up for 26 hours, and I felt every hour of it. I was a hurt unit. I was not doing real good yesterday.
Yeah, I was trying to finish the race car up. Yeah, it was about a year ago, and I'd stayed up for about that same amount of time. And I told Lakota, I'm like, it don't work like it used to. This used to be pretty easy. Not anymore. I was about half dead by the time I got done, and I don't even know if it was worth doing all of it just to make it.
Yeah, sometimes it'll let you know how old you are when you try to do some of the stuff you did when you were younger. But this year, real good year, like we talked about. Quite a few wins, of course. That's kind of your normal standard to pick them up and put them down. Of course, race some other places. Where all did you find yourself this year?
Well, we made quite a journey. We went to Texarkana. Timed in on practice night. I thought we were really good and had horrible luck the rest of the weekend. It was a fun place to race. The track was a lot different from the videos that I'd watched, so I didn't take the right gears with me. I couldn't find anybody with a gear, and finally got one borrowed from a guy that was actually sort of local to us. So I'm happy that he let me borrow it and got me in the ballpark anyways. And we went to CMS for Super Stocks. We've been to Lucas with the Super Stocks. Went over to Nevada and ran pretty decent with the Super Stocks at the Screaming Lehman. We were going to go to Arrowhead, and just stuff didn't line up for that one. So we traveled around, raced with some different cars, and it was fun. I had fun. So, but yeah, I don't know. This year's going to be, I don't know, I'm going to take off and see how long I can make it before I'm like, all right, it's time to go racing.
Of course, running the Mid-America factory stock, I don't know the super stock that they run over like Lucas. Is that a USRA type? What
No, it is it's a Power I sanctioned
Okay.
car, and a lot more motor, a lot more things you can do to the car. Aftermarket transmission wise, weight jacks, Hyman shocks, but biggest thing's motor. They got a whole lot of motor. So
And so besides what about the tires? They run the 10-inch wide stuff like you're
yes,
running?
we're on the same wheels and tires, same rear end, stuff like that. It's just basically the motors. A lot of those guys are 400 cubic inch plus, and usually it's quite a bit over the 400 cubic inch part. Craig Mintz let me borrow a 604, and we went and raced with it with them guys, and it was fun. And I can't thank Craig enough for letting me do that. And sponsors had chipped in and helped. We had to rebody the car so we can meet the rules. Their deck rules are a little different than Mid-America. But it's gonna be hard because I got a lot of good people on my car that supported me. And this year I'm basically not going to be able to support them like I usually do. So it's going to be a drawback. I'm going to go around and talk to them when I do that, and just kind of let them know, like, hey, I'm going to pretty much take the year off and race here and there. And if I do, I'll just put them on my car because most of them have been on there for as long as I've been racing. So
Yeah, a lot of great sponsors you got on the side of the 7 car, and man, they like I said, they've been with you, they've been loyal, and you're loyal to them, and take care of them and shout them out when you can, and that's the tough one is taking the year off, kind of, or not going to race as much, and letting them know, and I'm sure that they'll be a little sad to not be full time part of it this year, but hopefully if you get a special deal, they'll come on board and get you helped out there.
well, and that's it. Like Chuck with Cowboy Cutters, he's helped. He's been on the car for a while, and they're just great people, super great people. And if I can kick Lakota off the mower for a weekend, I might have to call him, have him come mow the yard just so I can have him out there so I can see him. And then I'll stop in and probably get some beer from Shooter's Liquor. They've been a really good sponsor. They come on board a couple years ago, and I still talk to Peyton Taylor.
Yeah.
With Peyton Taylor Performance, and and that's for about anything. Anybody in a Midwest mod or the pure stock class or anything. I mean, when you're young, it's hard finding knowledge. Like you get to a point where you need to know something, and some people, it's racing. It's part of it. People are there to win. They ain't gonna share everything with you.
Right.
And Peyton's deal, you get hooked up with him, and it's not even really a business thing. He's more of a friend now than anything. I call him up. He talked the trip after he shot his deer and stuff. And I don't know, it's been a pretty cool experience. So anybody that's looking for help like that, I mean, programs, and he's not the only one that has one. There's a lot of places that are good people that do them, and I think it's a good deal that you get on them if you can, and it'll help you very fast track your racing program really quick.
Because it's I don't know a ton about it, but it's about setup support, shock support. You tell him kind of what you're feeling. He tells you kind of the direction to go. Is that kind of it's like
Yes.
a coach?
Yes, and it's just basically you got somebody that'll answer your questions for you when. I mean, I'll have ideas or something, and that's kind of where I knew enough to get me in trouble, but I wanted to try some new things, and I could not find the answer for it. So I reached out to him and got to talking to him, and he pointed me in the right direction, and that was pretty big, significant help to doing that. My motor program, I stepped it up about 4 years ago, and I went with JT, and he helped me out a ton. If I need anything, all I gotta do is call him. Usually if he ain't too busy, I mean, he'll come out to the house and whatnot. So, I mean, there's just things for young racers is set yourself up and take advantage of opportunities when they come.
Right.
Usually it's a lot easier to listen than it is to talk. So, Wendell, John's dad, whenever he's around, I love talking to Wendell. But that's somebody I respect. That's somebody that's raced for longer than I've been alive. I mean, so anytime he's talking, I'm listening.
Right. Yeah. Love seeing Wendell at the track. He's always got a story to tell. I've asked him to come on the show, but he never wants to do it. But
You're cutting into his free time, then.
He thinks no one wants to listen to what he has to say, and I beg to differ about that. Everyone would love to hear what he has to say. So maybe one of these days we can talk him into it. But you listed a few sponsors. But you got a lot more. Want to give you an opportunity to run everyone down for this championship this year?
Yes. No, the Mexican restaurant here in town, El Rincon. I love eating there. Fast service, good margaritas. So if you're looking for something like that, it's a perfect place to go. Shooter's Liquor, like I said. Chuck Harris with Cowboy Cutters. They actually got into tree service, and I know there's broken trees around, so if you need anything cleaned up, Chuck's your guy. Give them a call. JT with my engines, Peyton Taylor, my cousin Ty with TNA Hedge Post. He's been on my car and for quite a while. If you need any fence post or anything, he carries all different sizes, shapes, whatever you need. Charlotte Miller with insurance up at Farm Bureau in Iola. She's been on my car for a while, and she does way more for me than I do for her. She's always helping us out on insurance. Our house insurance is through her. Pretty sure my wife's got a life insurance policy through her on me. I mean, she does quite a bit. So
there it is.
Yeah, it works. But now I got some really great people on the car. My brother Austin with Joyce Farms, ACDC Skidding. I mean, there's just and people that have just lent hands at the racetrack and helped out when I've had a tough something breaks. There's always somebody willing to help out. A couple years ago I had a shock problem. I got with Neil with BSB, and he got me set up on a good set of shocks. I've been with him for a couple years now, and he really helped me out quite a bit and got me had him in 3 days, shipped to my doorstep. That's pretty good service. I mean, that's hard to beat that.
Yeah, Jay Neal down there at BSB and the whole entire team, great to us, both Humboldt and 81 Speedway. A lot of times we'll have track service for the bigger races at 81, and sometimes we'll just show up on a regular local night as well. So, yeah, that's a big one. He's like I said, great friend of ours, and had him on the show before. But yeah, if you're needing some, there's another one. If you're just needing some advice, he's got it.
Yes, and he
can talk to you about it, and he'd love to talk to you about it.
Yeah, that's he likes to talk race cars, so it's pretty easy talking to him. But now I just pretty much told him what I had shock-wise and what I was looking for, and he sent me a couple other options. He's like, hey, try these out. Tell me if you like them or not. And he did send me a shock that I tried out when I went to a special, and never took it off the car. I left it on there. I liked it. So, no, he's a great guy, good help. I mean, and that's another guy you can call up and get your program started pretty easily with him. He's easy to talk to. Always, you text him or call him. If you don't answer, he'll call you back. That's just him, and Peyton's good like that. No, K&B Coatings, they're out of Dewey, Oklahoma. Does all my powder coating. I have oodles of people always ask me about my color of my cage with the sparkle in it and everything. They're good people. Him and his boy run it. And just, there's normal people. Just started their own business, and they're rolling pretty good.
Yeah, they do. I've looked over your car quite a bit, and just phenomenal work. Every little, like I said, you got the sparkle in there, and it's all even. Everything looks just so good at the work that they do.
Yeah, their good work takes away from some of my spots where I mess up on body work. So it's easy to cover my mistakes up when everybody else does such a good job. But no, I can't thank everybody enough. So this year it's going to be weird for me, but I'm going to take a little time off and bounce around and see what happens.
Yeah, well, it's like I said, it's gonna miss you guys out there for the factory stock cars, but we're gonna see the pure stocks this year, which used to run that at Humboldt, I believe, some years back. So
yeah,
a little revitalizing a class.
And I think it's a good thing to bring the pure stocks back to Humboldt. I think it probably get a lot more people out there to be able to have an entry class to get into racing if they're not wanting to do the front wheel drive deal. And John and I just talked about it, and I think it'd be a good fit for Humboldt.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good class because, of course, I like the fender cars. That's kind of my thing. Of course, we get a big stock car class that we have over at 81. Quite a more than 20, 30 cars on a normal Saturday night. So fender cars are definitely my thing. So I'm excited to see who's. I've heard some rumblings of people getting some cars together. So hoping to have a pretty large car count for the start of the season.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty good. I think it'd be neat to see kind of who comes out in pure stocks and stuff, and see a lot of these, like you said earlier with the cart deal. There's opportunity for a bunch of younger kids to get in it. I know John's youngest, he ran with us in the factory stock and stock car deal, and that'd be a good class for him to get into, and then he can transition into something else. Tyler's son, Tim Van Gotten's boy, they're all of that age. Tripp thinks he's that age, but he ain't quite there yet. And, I think it's going to be interesting because, I look and people at the racetrack and what families are still racing from when I was a kid to now. And I always think, what am I going to do when I'm the old guy standing up there in the stands and all the younger kids are there? What names are still going to be around? And just interesting to see the transition through the years of how everything's changed, and people's outlooks on stuff now is a lot different from back then. And it's a different time. It's a lot different. Racing's a lot different. John, Tyler, and I were talking the pure stock deal. They're pure stocks, but they're not a go to the junkyard and get a car and go up there and get parts. They're still a race car. You're buying precision racing parts, even though it's a lower end class.
That's it. Racing is always about how much money you want to put into it. So we're for the same thing with the front wheel drive, rear wheel drive, the mini stock tuners. You got some cars that are fabricated body front to back, and they got I don't even know what the motors are for the 4 cylinders, but pretty good motor. And then you got some people like Conner Rigsby that was just on with us. It's just a 04 Cavalier.
Yep.
Got done a little bit of stuff to it, but nothing too crazy. So I think with the pure stock, we're going to see maybe some old cars get revitalized a little bit and get brought out, and then very possible see a new chassis car come out. We're just it's all about how much money you want to put into it.
I think John and them's going to let the fuel-injected cars run up there, so that'll let some of the Caney guys come up, and I don't know, it wouldn't surprise me if there's 20 of them up there. It's a good possibility for it.
That's what we'd love to see. Bigger car count for the night, and a lot more fans pack the stands, and hopefully we can kind of avoid some of the weather we had this year, and we can get going. As of course the schedule's out. If you've not seen it, HumboldtSpeedway.com. Click the schedule and see what we got going on. Pretty much going to do the same thing. Going to race almost every Friday night until school starts in August, and I know that there's some talk about why we close early, but don't want to compete with Friday night football over here. You guys are really excited about Friday night high school football, and
Yep.
absolutely pack the stadium every Friday. So want to get their support over there. So we hate to have people choose between something.
Yeah, it's tough, and a lot of people have kids, so they're going to choose their kids over racing. I mean, they should anyways. I mean, so I think that is a big downfall to the Friday night deal when it comes later in the season. It's hard to compete with school sports.
Yeah. Of course, we got some traveling series going to come in with us. The town is really wanting to see some sprint cars, so we're going to have them in the house with us over there. That's a good time.
Yeah, I
sprint
believe
cars
it's
around
the
quarter mile.
410 sprints that are coming in.
I'd have to look. Yeah, it's not the World of Outlaws stuff, but we'll have them March 28th at 81. But yeah, another traveling series for the sprint cars. But I always kind of wonder. You kind of think about the sprint car, how fast it moves, and is it really going to get around this little track? And it does. Same thing with the late models, big bodied cars. Always a 3 wide, and always a good time for them as well. Since you're going to take some time off from racing, of course, you are a racer. You can't completely get away from it. But is there some big shows you guys maybe you're going to travel to just to have a little vacation at the racetrack?
To watch or to race?
To watch.
To watch. Well, it's hard to watch when you want to race. So, but I don't know. We may go over to Lucas and watch the late model race over there. I always go to the Big Buck 50. That's at the end of the year, so I know I'll go over there and watch it with Lakota. And there's a few things that I'll probably go down beginning of the year and watch a special down at Caney with the B mods. I think that'd be a good show down there. That'd be interesting to watch.
Is it that's the battle at the border?
Yeah, I believe that's what they're calling it. I think that'd be a good show to watch. I'm sure there'll be some good heavy hitters there.
I did see something for all you B mod guys that are out there watching or whatever. So far the entry list is not very long, so if you want to get in there, make sure you get your entry in for Battle at the Border down at Caney. Tyler Kidwell, of course, I saw is already signed up, so he's in there, but the entry list needs to get a little bit bigger to make sure that they can get that show completed, so get signed up pretty quick. As pre-entry is you try to open it, make sure everyone gets their plans in, but sometimes it just doesn't work out, and it's a little disappointing.
I think a bunch of people give it middle of next month, and you'll see that list start to grow substantially. I mean, a lot of people like me probably being a little lazy. Weather's a little cold. Shop don't heat up as fast. So as soon as you see middle of next month, that list to grow, I believe, quite a bit. And I bet there's probably 50, 60 cars down there for that.
Next weekend, of course, the big banquet. Excited for that one. I know you guys kind of made a weekend of it last year.
Yeah, no, we're gonna head out. Take the kiddos with us. Food was really good last time, and they're doing the same thing this year. So it's a really nice venue. If you ain't been there, it's pretty neat to go to. It's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, I know everyone was a little skeptical on the putting the tracks together for the banquet, but I really felt like last year it was you guys came together. You got to talk to people that you don't normally see on a weekly basis from 81, and everyone got to kind of co-mingle because we're all about racing. Everyone loves racing, and to put all those type of people in under one roof and a little open cash bar and starts the bench racing starts going, and everyone gets talking, and every once in a while you learn some stuff or come across someone that could help you out later on in the year too. So going to be a good one. Of course, we're going to do the kids for the Little 81 Speedway Kart Park as well. We're going to honor those champions. So I'm looking forward to it. Next weekend's going to be a good one. Mechanical Bull. You going to get on the Mechanical Bull?
No, I don't think that's not for me. I'm sure somebody would be drunk enough we can get them up there on it. I'm sure there'll be a few. Maybe we can get John up there on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a few bush lights. I'm sure we could talk him into that one. But man, congratulations, 3-time champion at Humboldt Speedway. You know, wish we weren't getting rid of the factory stocks. Maybe you can make it 4 in a row. But you're gonna take the year off and focus on the kids and the wife, and then maybe you'll get the heater out in the garage and get it worked on and get it back going.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty cold. I think we got another at least good 20 days before that happens. But no, and there's somebody I did miss. He came on board there to the later part of the season. That's Dalton Maudlin with Maudlin Driveways. He does a bunch of gravel work and hauls gravel. Super good kid. He's right there based out of Humboldt and very competitive on prices. So if you need any gravel hauled or any driveway work done, holler at him. He's a good kid.
Last year when you were here, I wanted to talk about this. You and your wife just got a brand new house and built everything. You got all your honeydew list. Is that all done, or does it just keep growing every day?
It's not done yet. I figured that's probably this year while I'm off. Maybe build a back porch. I don't know. I got a bunch of stuff to do. But yeah, back porch is the biggest one. I don't know if that's probably 50-50 on that one. I'm wanting to get it done and get the kids' new swing set built. We were going to buy one, then I got the bright idea I wanted to build one, so I got stuff, so I got to get that done. So, you know, it's some things are on my own doing, so
It happens.
It'd be fun and get all that stuff done. And I don't know. I'm sure we'll cross paths somewhere. You'll see me somewhere racing.
I hope so. If you come over to 81 or Humboldt, whatever, you know, make sure you come say hi, and you know, hopefully maybe we can get the car out and I'll be there and you can park it in Victory Lane and we'll get to have our normal win talk. I'm gonna miss those this year. Again, I say it every time and I mean it. I want to thank you for being an ambassador of the sport. I want to thank you for being an ambassador of the racetrack. You know, you guys are, your mother-in-law is always there. She wins the 50-50 more than anyone I've ever seen. She's pretty lucky on that deal. But you always take care of us at Humboldt Speedway. You know, you throw in some extra of your own money to help out on some races, and we can't thank you enough. And love to see you out there a little more, and hopefully we can maybe put something together and a little special deal and get you out there and park it in Victory Lane one more time. But man, it's been a good ride, 3 in a row, and we're just gonna miss you this year. It's gonna be a little different without the 7 car.
Oh yeah, well I appreciate that, Andy, and appreciate you always taking the time, come down and do all the interviews with the drivers, and I mean gives them a little spotlight on social media and gives them a chance to thank their sponsors and their families, and it's a big deal getting that out there. And some people may not think it, but you never know who may just be watching.
Everyone's a little skeptical, and I got Tony to help me out since I make the drive over after work. But I get Tony to help me out, round some people up. They're always a little skeptical, but end up having a little fun with it when it's done. But man, next Saturday night we're gonna party it up. You're gonna get your big trophy to hang in your bedroom. New one, move the old one out of the way, get the new one in there, and it's gonna be a good time. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're hopefully everything we get out there, and I don't know quite what they got set up this year for us. They always usually do something pretty cool for us. We've got rings the last couple of years, and them are neat. So it's definitely something different. So.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time, and man, again, congratulations. Appreciate everything you do, and next Saturday night we're going to make it official.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you very much. Up next, Tyler Kidwell in the 54. He's had one heck of a year. Last weekend, picked up all the hardware from the USRA World. Central Region Champion. 3rd overall in national points. This year you made a little over 200 career wins. your wife had a pretty neat little drawing picture there in Victory Lane one night. Picked up both championships for Humboldt Speedway and 81 Speedway. Whew. I don't know. I don't know what else you could have wanted to do. I mean, you picked them up and put them down all year long. Hughes house car for the B mod. You and Trevor worked really good together. Came out swinging, kept the hammer down. Man, it's an impressive list of things you've accomplished in 25.
Yeah, it was a really good year, and we accomplished. We went out and did the things we wanted to do, and yeah, Trevor was awesome to work with all year. Him and Jason, and Kyle too. Yeah, it was a really good year, and we're looking forward to this year.
When you set out kind of on this year and you just started knocking them out, did you think, okay, it's going to come to an end here? Like, I can't put this whole year together like I'm doing. It's eventually going to come to a brick wall. But you just never got there. You just kept knocking them out.
Oh, I was pretty confident in the car every week, and we have a really good maintenance program at the shop, so unless it was, like a mechanical parts failure or something like that, I knew when we rolled to a racetrack, we had a pretty good shot to win, or we were going to be, in the top 3 for sure. Like I said, we've got a really good program working for us, and Trevor and Jason with Hughes Race Cars, they come on board and gave me the opportunity of a lifetime last year, and yeah, everything just jived, and we just stayed focused and just kept working really hard, and yeah, it all panned out. So
kind of really tried to get that USRA national points deal knocked out. Came up a couple wins short of it, but 3rd overall is nothing to shake a stick at, especially with the competition for the USRA cars. Of course, not only raced at Humboldt in 81, you Caney, Electric City, Nevada, Lucas, you kind of saw quite a few trying to just get every USRA point that you absolutely could.
yeah, that deal's tough. There's so many good drivers in it, and there's so many things that has to go right in a sense. Car count, starting spots. With the field of racers that we race against weekly, if you're starting 8th or further back, it's really tough to get up there and win in a 16, 20 lap feature. So there's a lot of stuff that has to go your way, and it didn't happen, but that's okay. And like I said, we didn't pan out we didn't start the year out to go chase the national points, but you start putting those solid finishes together and stuff like that, and you start seeing that you're up there in the top 10, top 5, and there's several more nights that you got to go, and it's like, okay, well, we can maybe make a run for it. But like I say every year, I don't really intend to do that, but when you get down closer to the end of the year and you start kind of seeing where you're at, you kind of go for it. But yeah, we fell short, but that's okay. And congrats to Dan Hovden. I know that was his first one this year, and he'd been trying really hard. So yeah, we're just, like I said, we're in a good place, and we just want to go race wherever we can and run as many nights in the season as we can do. So
of course, one big thing is I believe now you're over 200 wins for the year. Was that something you're keeping track of, or was the wife keeping track of that? How did
I kind of keep track of it a little bit, just to kind of help with stats and stuff like that. But Trent's really our crew guy. Trent, he stays on that pretty good. Him and Shy, my wife. But yeah, they kind of knew that it was coming close, so they started kind of back counting from the year before, and it was just ironic. We ironically hit it on the same night and date that we hit our 100th career win on a few years back. So
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty ironic the way it all fell. But yeah, it's something I never thought I could do in my career of racing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've had some really good accomplishments, and there's been a lot of help throughout the years to get to that point. So yeah.
Yeah, young guy, got a lot of racing in front of you, as long as you can keep affording to do it, of course, because that list of accomplishments for this year, you got to add on top of that a husband, a father, and also a full-time worker. You're not racing for a living. So, as long as you can keep affording to race, stuff like that, the win count's just going to keep on growing. And looking forward to the 26 year kind of, I know you guys start to kind of pick stuff out and know where you're going to go. Of course, you've already been working on the car, getting ready, because the season is going to start here in the next month or so. What's it look like this year?
Oh, we've just been I've been putting a schedule together. I think right now the schedule's got like 64 nights on it. That's realistically, it probably won't happen with Mother Nature involved. But, if we had a drought all year, which I hope not, we don't need that either. But, 64 nights is a lot of races to get into this season. And that's what we got on the schedule. And that's no dates overlapping any other dates. So, but like I said, there's going to be stuff that pops up. And we're just going to go race and have fun and just try to maybe hit some tracks that we've never been to this year and go where the money's at. So,
little extra money this year at 81 Speedway. Blackout Motorsports put up an extra $1,500 for the championship for the B mod, so that helps out a little bit. Get a little extra cash, and that's something that I know that John and JR and Katie work really hard at is to put some extra money on the championship and make the championship a priority, because that's no easy feat. It's between Humboldt, the competition at Humboldt, the competition at 81, to get both of those championships done. It's just about winning a national title. It's tough competition night in, night out. John Sheets would pull in just out of the blue for a Saturday night or a Friday night race. So the competition is just nuts with the B mods.
Yeah, it's I say it's one of the toughest classes I feel like out there. There's so many good drivers out there. There's been several really good A-mod drivers from back in the day that's dropped down to that class because it's more more feasible and it's a tough field, and like I said, it go back to just everything falling in place and putting every night together to make those points up and everything, and I appreciate the guys, John and Blackout Motorsports, and them for putting up the extra money, because that definitely helps at the end of the year. We race 40 some nights in a year, it just, everything helps. And like I said, we're getting geared up for 2026, and hopefully we can back it up with a good one.
Did you set out to try to win the points championships, or at what point in the season did you go, okay, maybe this is something we should probably focus on this?
I wouldn't say that I set out to do any points racing every year. I say this every year, but it always kind of comes down to it when you're you got like 5 or 6 nights left, and you're like, well, we can do this as long as everything aligns. And so we pretty much knew our schedule last year. We were going to stay, not necessarily stay close to home, but with work and stuff, there's really not too many places that I can get off work in time on a Friday and make it. So Humboldt, with it being our home track and getting off at 5 o'clock.
Right.
So we're pretty much going to run Humboldt every Friday that we can, unless there's like a 2-day show or 3-day show somewhere. But 81, we knew that the points was going to, the point money was going to be added this year, and what made our decision a little easier this year, and this was no great thing for Caney, but they got rained out several times, and so we were already pretty much in the points battle pretty early out there at Wichita. Right. So we just decided to with the added money and stuff, just to kind of race out there as much as we could. If we missed a night or something to go somewhere else for money, we would. But it just, everything kind of aligned and worked out, and we really enjoy racing out at Wichita. It's only 2 hours. It's really not a bad drive. Like racing in front of a big crowd every night, and it's just a fun track. We've had a lot of success there, so it's a place I really enjoy a lot. Also, I got to support Caney still several times this year, and Gorby's a good friend of mine and a good sponsor of mine, and so I try to support him as much as possible too. And he kind of understood where we were at this year with the rainouts he had and stuff, and we were really just racing there mid-season on, just kind of for national points. So we were just kind of going where the car count was and stuff like that. So yeah, everything just kind of worked out that way, and it fell right. So there, last few races we're like, well, we might as well try to sew them up. So, but every year I say it, but I don't intend to try to start. I don't ever intend a points race, but it just sometimes plays out. So
Yeah. One thing is you pay a lot of attention to how the car looks. Every year you guys do a little reveal on the wrap, and just always looks so good. You put a lot of thought and detail into that. Is the wrap done for this year? You still got the wheels turning? What you're going to do?
no, the wrap's done. Brandon was actually printing it today, so we can pick it up next week when we go to the banquet, just to save some freight and stuff like that. It's going to be different for us. It's when we get the car done and we get it on there, we'll do a reveal like we normally do, but it's definitely different for me. The wife was involved more on this one.
Okay.
She's been pushing for these colors for a while, and we wanted to do a different kind of shirt this year for the fans, and so I think it's out of my element a little bit, but I'm pretty excited for it. Brandon did a really good job. So
Yep. Of course, Brandon at Bear Graphics,
mm-hmm.
Sponsor with us over at 81 Speedway for the year. Still going to stick with the Hughes
Yep.
in the house car there. You kind of talked about that earlier, making some trips down there and just kind of checking out what's going on. You got some other stuff in the works this year as well. I don't know if you want to reveal some of that, but
yeah, we're busy. We built a pure stock and a factory stock this winter, and done some bodies for some good close friends. And yeah, my oldest boy Kyson, he's going to race this year a little bit, get his feet wet. My brother Todd's going to drive it too. We're building him a pure stock. Todd's going to just kind of coach him up a little bit,
yeah.
help me out. But he's been itching, so we're going to get him back in the car and get Kyson some seat time this year, and I think it'll be fun.
Well, it's good to hear because as we talked about, Dallas and I talked about, we all talk about it. We got to get the youth involved. We got to get them going. We're not getting any younger. We're getting older every second. Every second that clicks off on the podcast, we're getting older. So we got to get the kids going. But I'm excited for the pure stock class to come. Of course, I love fender cars. Love to see the factory stocks, but the car count just wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that the town is buzzing about the pure stock. It's a class used to have at Humboldt back before FOE purchased the Speedway, but I'm looking forward to it. Hoping there's going to be 20 some plus cars on a Friday night. I think it'll be a good one.
Yeah, I think so too. That's kind of where I started racing. That was in the pure stock class, and back in 2011, 2012, they were averaging 20 to 25 cars a night. So I mean, it was pretty big, and I think there's several people that still has cars sitting around that I think the pure stock will fit their car better, and I think they'll get them back out and come have fun again, and we can hope anyways, get the car count up. And like I said, I think that pure stock class will really open up for some people, young kids like my son, that we're doing for him, and just kind of, it's an entry level class for them to get in and cut their teeth. But also, those old retired guys like my brother that wants to get back out and have fun every once in a while and go run some money races and stuff like that, and just kind of get that itch going, and it'll be good. So I think there'll be a good field of cars again.
Yeah. We also talked about kind of had a little go-kart action as well. You going to do much with it, or just going to focus on the pure stock?
Oh, like I said, just got to get a few more parts so Tate can kind of get the feel for the kart racing deal, and Jacob bought his son one. So there's a couple guys up in Iowa that's got tracks. We'll probably let them go out there and get their feet wet first, and just start putting down some laps and making sure they're not going to run over any infield workers and stuff like that. But yeah, if they can start, if Tate for sure, if he can, really show me that he's ready for it, we'll start maybe doing some stuff on Sundays, maybe get him out to Wichita a time or two.
Yep. That'll be good. That's grown, getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, it has.
Every
We
Sunday
keep up with it.
And, I'm excited to see this year. Of course, their schedule's out for Little 81 as well. So, more cars and, a few more races last year, and they're going to do the same thing this year. So really excited for that. You kind of touched on it, doing some bodies, doing some fabrication, some stuff like that. Just trying to help people out and get some more cars out there. And of course, you do phenomenal body work. Your bodies on the cars always look real good. So, getting everyone taken care of and handled? You got any more space if someone needs something done?
Yeah, I actually got another car to do here pretty quick that I'm hoping I can get squeezed in before my car's done so that we can get started on it. But yeah, I usually try to help a couple of friends out a year. I usually cut them a really good deal and just to help them out and just kind of just show what I'm capable of doing. I don't mind doing it. I kind of enjoy it. It's kind of like an art. So
Yeah, it is.
it's a lot of work, but every once in a while my hands are telling me that I need to quit because they don't want to work after I'm done. But no, it's just something I enjoy doing, and I just enjoy the sport a lot, and I don't see myself giving it up anytime soon unless something tells me otherwise. So
yeah, we touched on it. You had an absolutely killer year. Lots of stuff going on. A lot of awards and the wins. That's not all done without help and partners.
Right.
Want to give you an opportunity to
I made a list just to, I don't want to miss anybody because
run over the list of people that helped you get there and that contributed to just an outstanding year that you had.
Yeah. So obviously Hughes Racing Chassis, what they've done for me in the last year has been tremendous, and I couldn't do it without them. Yeoman Race Engines, he's a big part of my program and has been for the last several years now. John's super great to work with, and like I said, he's done a lot for my team and myself, and I don't know where I'd be at without him, honestly. He's done a lot for me. Hypercool Springs, Weir's Machine Products, Quick Car Racing Components, Penske Racing Shocks, Rush Racewear by Austin Witt. He does a great job on our fire suits and gloves and helmets. He's easy to work with. Super good guy. Hudson Farms, Hunter, he's been with me for several years now, and he kind of seen something in myself before I did. He's always just been a good backer of mine for a local guy, and he enjoys the sport. He don't get to go as much anymore because he's got a family and stuff, but he's always been one to throw money at me whenever I need it. D&G Contracting, that's Kerry Gorby's business. He does a lot for me. Kerry is a big part of my program and has been for the last several years now, and he's a good guy, good promoter. Dirt Defender, Jones Racing, John's Farms, J. Hatfield Motorsports, Bear Graphics. Brandon, he does a killer job. I don't really have to critique him much. I don't know if my thoughts and his taste are close, but he always does a good job on my wraps and keeps us looking good and fresh, and couldn't do it without him. Rated Construction, Rick's Auto Repair, FMC, Skitchy Motorsports, Green Acre Lawn Care. He's just a huge fan of ours. Poor Boy Steakhouse. If you ever want a good steak and you're passing through Thayer, Kansas, stop there. They got a good steakhouse.
Write that one down.
Yep. And Opus Trackside Treasures, which is my brother. He's got a pretty good sized flea market on Main Street here that he does pretty good with. So obviously my wife too. If it wasn't for her, she's a big supporter and backbone. If she does a lot, and I couldn't do it without her. And my brother, my mother-in-law, she's a big supporter of mine. She's usually the one that handles the shirts and stuff like that and makes sure that we're looking good and all the fans got stuff. She does a lot. She's just a lot behind the scenes about it. So there's just several people involved. Trent's I'm glad he's a diehard racer, and I told him if he ever quits, I'm probably going to quit because he does a lot of the tire work, and I don't like doing tires anymore. And I beg him about once a week to come down, like on a Wednesday, and just do them, so I don't got to do them. I take care of everything else, but he usually takes care of the tires. And we just have a good time when we go racing. So thanks to him, and like I said, there's several other people behind the scenes that help, and we couldn't do it without all of them.
Yep. Saturday night, or next Saturday night, gonna get the check, get the trophy, wrap it up, and for everything. Of course, last weekend the USRA stuff, got all your contingencies and a good haul there as well. So, man, it's been a great year. It's been impressive to watch. I was there for everything for Humboldt 81, of course. To watch it, of course, was paying attention to the USRA points as the year went on because I knew that you had to be getting up there, chomping at them about mid-season when you were really ripping them off. I knew, so of course we were watching that and being part of the USRA universe with 81 and Humboldt. So, man, I just it was a great year, and it was, like I said, from the booth, it was impressive to watch. Your dedication, your maintenance program that you guys put together, your whole entire team. Like I said, your mother-in-law's down there shelling the merch at 81 and Humboldt, and getting everyone their 54 apparel. And man, it was something to watch, and I'm excited for 26. Second year with the Hughes car, and you guys seem to gel pretty quick out of 25, but I know how your mind works. I know that you've already been talking to Trevor about probably some changes you want to make, and just little things that you found just to get faster, and everyone's just gonna have to watch out this year.
I hope so. I hope we can back it up. Like I said, it was a really good year, and we're looking forward to this year, making preparations and getting ready to go. So we're looking forward to it, and yeah.
First one, of course, to knock off both of the championships for Humboldt Speedway and 81 Speedway in the B mod. It's happened before with the modified class, but since we don't run the modifieds on a full scale anymore, we'll have to see. I know you say you don't want to go points racing, but if it starts to shake out that way, maybe you can go back to back for both tracks, and that'd be an impressive feat. Because it seems to happen. Especially with Tyler Davis, he knocked off 2 USRA National Points Championships, and then all of a sudden the heavy hitters are showing up to race with him. I would have to assume that's going to happen at both tracks this year. Everyone's going to want a piece of the 54 car and see if they can best the track champion.
Well, let's hope.
That Ameriflex money, that helps.
Yep.
Points deal.
Yep. Money coming in. We'll talk to John a little bit more about some stuff, but some money coming in from Ameriflex, or great partners at Ameriflex Hose and Accessories for 26. So, man, it was a great year to watch. I'm excited for the new year. I'm excited to get over there and get some hot rod chicken next Saturday night. I know you are.
Yep, Gary does a great job with that, and I appreciate him for doing that. I mean, it's a lot of food to cook, and he's a good cook, and he's got some really good barbecue. So if you ever need anything catered,
he has a great team behind him and takes care of it. They won some chicken wing competition in Wichita.
It's good.
Middle of the season, and Mechanical Bull.
I ain't getting on that thing. Nope.
No? Okay.
We'll watch John get on it.
We'll watch John Allen getting volunteered for the Mechanical Bull. But man, it was a great year. Next Saturday night, Jeremy Himes coming back with us. So he'll be with us next Saturday night, and then going through the year with doing some announcing stuff. I'm going to kind of go track side a little bit more this year as well. So, man, it's going to be a good one. I'm excited for the schedules that are out for both tracks. I'm excited to see, what you're going to back up for both of the tracks. And want to thank you for representing Humboldt Speedway and 81 Speedway the way that you do. You're great ambassador to the sport, great ambassador to the tracks. And without drivers like you, we couldn't do it. And if we didn't have, great competition, no one would want to show up and watch it anyway. So, big crowd draw for the 54 car. Always a lot of T-shirts in the stands. Local favorite, legend. I know.
All about the legend part, but maybe we'll get there someday.
Yep.
I think your dad would be pretty proud of you, Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that win count goes this year. I'm excited to keep that going since the statisticians are on it now. So, man, it's been a good year. Appreciate you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Next Saturday night, we're going to close it out, get you a check and a trophy, and
get ready for 26.
Get ready for 26, buddy.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you being here tonight. Everyone that's been on the stream here, I want to thank you guys for joining us. I know it's been a little every other week, a little sketchy on Above the Cushions and the shows as we went through the winter time, but I appreciate your guys' patience. We've had some pretty good shows. I'm really trying to work on some different shows this year and some people to come on the show. Hopefully, some people you want to hear from and get some good stories out. Mitch Coulter, I guess he's not going to make it here for tonight, so we'll have to catch up with him later on and get a chat with him for his championship for the Midwest Mod Series. for Extrusions Inc. Midwest Mod Series. So I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in here tonight. Want to thank you for spending your Saturday night with us here on Above the Cushion. That is going to do it for me here live from Allen's Automotive in Chinook, Kansas for the Champions Chat for the Humboldt Speedway Track Champions for 2025. And with that, good night. God bless. We'll see you at the races.